It's pretty hard when you go from living in your dream place to then realizing it failed. It has always been my dream since I studied abroad in Spain in 2015 to be able to move back and live there permanently. I knew that with my career, it was going to be a harder struggle, but it is something I've always wanted and felt that 2 years ago was the time to give it a try. And it did work out for a while, and I really enjoyed my time there. But getting a job remotely or in Spain is extremely difficult, especially when you are not fluent in the language and don't have a valid work permit as well. So, looking for a job that will give you a work permit is pretty difficult as well. So, I just wanted to kind of go through my experience and kind of talk about my steps moving forward. First, I am a lawyer who is working in the US, so that job is not the best for working remotely while living in Europe, but I wanted to give it a try. I know there are different kind of doc reviews and international companies that hire within Europe. So that was kind of my original plan. I did work remotely from my other job for a while, but then eventually kind of quit. I got burnt out and wanted to try something different. So I thought it would maybe take 6 months or so. I kind of planned for this. I saved up some money and was kind of working towards getting also a student visa so that I could stay longer. So I took Spanish classes for 6 months in person, which I really enjoyed. It's so different than regular school, actually doing something you really enjoy and want to learn. So that was a nice experience. Um, but yeah, getting a job is just way more than I thought. It kind of seems like everywhere is tough right now, not just in the US or in Spain, but kind of throughout the world. It seems like people kind of all over are really struggling right now, globally. So I know it's not just for me or what I do or Europe, but kind of everywhere. I really gave it a good shot, I would say. I was applying online. I was personally emailing people through their emails, like on their company websites, and messaging them on LinkedIn and kind of doing whatever I could. Sadly, nowadays, you can't just go in somewhere and ask to talk to someone and try and get a job. So that definitely makes it a little tougher as well for at least corporate jobs. I think if you're like working something like a host or, in a coffee shop or something, you can kind of go in person, but these kind of corporate more jobs, you can't really do that. And it's very unexpected and kind of not what you can do anymore. So that kind of made it harder as well. I think I kind of realized it was tougher around like the 8 to 10 month mark, that maybe I would have to come back to the US at some point, and try and get a job here to find something remote here before going back again. I was able to make it work for almost 2 years, save up some money. And with the new visa that came out, applying for that. So I had legal status. And so that really worked as well. But it really is tough. And I think a lot of people don't talk about it. Everyone's like, oh, just apply for this remote job and get this, or it's so easy now. But the problem is, most people saying that are people who already have jobs, not people who are looking for jobs. I had another friend from a different European country who did the same thing as me and moved to Spain. But after about a year or so, also, she couldn't make it work and she had to move back home. So it's really difficult for a lot of people. And I feel like people don't talk about that because now everyone just kind of seems to either have something, or people who are struggling with it don't talk about it. I do plan on going back now that I'm back. My whole plan and this kind of full series and stuff I'm going to be documenting is my plan to go back. I'm hoping, or what I want to do is to try to find something or a different within my niche, legal, but a different career path that's more remote so that I can have a remote thing here and then move back over there. I think that'll be a little bit more stable in a sense, so that I do have a income or something coming in, or some type of side thing as well to keep doing, so that I can go back. That would be ideal, the plan. I know that's going to be hard here, but I am working on it now and just kind of re-navigating and seeing what I can do that will allow me to do that in the future. There's a lot of options and things out there, but like anything good, it takes time and work. And so I'm going to be working on that now while I am here. I don't think it'll be realistic for me to get an in person job in Spain to live there, unless it's for an American company or I improved my Spanish quite a bit. I'm only a B2 level, and most companies or jobs in general, you need to be C1 or C2, which is closer to fluent. So I'm definitely going to be working on that as much as I can. Keep practicing, keep it up as much as I can. I'm really good at listening and reading, but my speaking, I'm pretty shy about that. So it definitely needs more improvement for sure. So that's something I'm going to be working on here kind of by myself and just kind of regrouping. So my plan now, I'm already back. I had to come back for a wedding thing, bring me and my dogs, and just kind of figuring out what I can do. My plan is to just kind of stay here, work hard. Sadly, most of my friends and everything is gone here, and the weather here is not great in the summer. So at least I won't be tempted to go out and do too much. I can really focus on looking at the job market, looking at different things I can do, and kind of figuring that out. So hopefully, after another wedding in about 4 months, I'm hoping I can go back. If it takes longer, that's okay. I can always come back here again, but hoping that, maybe in the 4 or 5 month mark when I go back, I can make it work again. So we will see, but it's really hard. And then, of course, with dogs, it takes a ton of money to go and do that. So that's kind of part of it as well. So just kind of figuring it out and going to be documenting my journey and kind of seeing what happens and just kind of going through it and trying to stay positive. It is really hard to move to your dream place and really figure it out. And then it kind of fails, which kind of hurts and sucks. But I try to take it as, okay, that didn't work. So that means I have to readjust and try to do something else and figure out a different route, because obviously the route I was taking is not working. I hope my story and kind of being honest with these failures will help other people if they are going through the same thing and realizing it does happen to other people. It's not just you, and we can make it work. It might just take a little bit longer, and that's okay. Sometimes it takes longer for other people to do things, and some people it happens fast, some it takes longer. And for me, it's just going to take a little bit longer, and that's okay. And just going to keep working at it. And I definitely plan on going back. Being there for 2 years made me realize I really love it so much more being in Europe versus being in the US. So I plan on going back and just trying to figure it out, and join me along the way as we try and see what I can do.